When did you discover your family wasn't protecting you from danger but was the danger itself? My parents kept me locked inside our house for 18 years because they said dangerous people were hunting our family. They told me my uncle had testified against a criminal organization, that we were all marked for death, that stepping outside meant certain murder. I watched the world through bulletproof windows while my mother checked door locks every 30 minutes, and my father installed cameras in every room including mine. They homeschooled me with outdated textbooks, monitored every phone call, and said my safety depended on absolute obedience. My older brother Nathan disappeared when I was 12, and they said the organization had finally gotten to him, that his body would never be found, that I'd be next if I didn't follow their rules exactly. I never questioned any of it until I was 20, and found Nathan's driver's license hidden in my father's desk drawer while looking for stamps. The issue date was from last year, 8 years after he supposedly died. I confronted my mother and she slapped me hard enough to split my lip. She said I was being ungrateful, that they'd sacrificed everything to keep me alive, that asking questions would get us all killed, but I couldn't stop thinking about that license. I started searching the house when they slept, and I found documents in the attic showing Nathan had filed a restraining order against our parents 3 years ago. There were court records, police reports, and a letter from him begging me to contact him at an address 2 states away. I tried calling the number on his letter from my monitored phone, but it was disconnected. My father caught me and locked me in my room for 6 days with no food, saying I'd compromised our security, and now we had to go dark until the threat passed. Through my window, I watched a woman jog past our house every morning, and I realized I'd been seeing normal life happen outside while being told the world was a death trap. On the 6th day, my mother brought me soup and whispered that she was sorry, that things had gotten out of hand, that my father wasn't well anymore. She slipped me a key and said I should leave before he decided I was too dangerous to keep alive, that Nathan had figured it out too, and that's why he ran. I waited until midnight and used the key to unlock my bedroom door. The house was silent except for my father's snoring. I grabbed Nathan's address, took $300 from my mother's purse, and walked out the front door for the first time in 18 years. The air felt wrong on my skin, and every car that passed made me panic, but I made it to a bus station and bought a ticket to the address on Nathan's letter. The whole ride, I expected my father to appear and drag me back, but instead I arrived at a normal apartment building where Nathan answered the door and started crying when he saw me. He was alive, healthy, working as an accountant, and he told me our parents had been lying about everything since we were kids. Nathan explained that there was no criminal organization, no death threats, no danger except what our parents created. They'd started with small lies about safety, then escalated to complete isolation because our father was paranoid and controlling, and our mother enabled him to keep the peace. Nathan had escaped at 19 when he realized they were never going to let him live, that the prison they built was permanent. He'd tried to get custody of me through the courts, but our parents claimed he was mentally ill and dangerous, that they were protecting me from him. Every document I'd found in the attic was his attempt to reach me, and they'd kept it all hidden. Nathan had cameras installed at his building and a lawyer on retainer because he knew our parents would eventually come looking. They showed up 3 weeks later, and my father tried breaking down Nathan's door while screaming that we'd both be dead within days. Police arrested him for assault and criminal restraint, and the investigation uncovered that our mother had been forging my signature on disability documents to collect government checks for years, claiming I was mentally incapacitated and required full-time care. Nathan's lawyer helped me testify, and both our parents are serving time for fraud and unlawful imprisonment.